Can y'all hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't see you though, because I
I
have
can't
this.
see. Can you
I
see?
see
Can you hear
this.
Phil?
I can't hear Phil unless he's not talking. Phil, I can see his top of his head moving.
He said you're in the shower. If I can hear see you.
Mine is saying unsupported browser,
Hmm.
open
Well, you,
StreamYard app.
Team here and see what's going on. We're trying to make this thing happen the way it needs to.
oh,
Hold on here. Here we go. All right, all right. So we got our folks on here. How's everybody doing? Can you hear us okay?
yeah, we're loud and clear now.
Oh, okay,
Um,
good. Good.
I can hear you, but I still have this unsupported browser message. Do
As
I
long as
say
you can
open?
hear us, I think we should be okay.
You might have to jump to the actual live stream app if you have that. If you
Okay.
have that. While you're working on that and stuff. Oh, Joey's out of here. He done jumped out. He done jumped out. That's okay. That's okay. You can still hear us, Dion.
Loud and clear. Good to see y'all. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
All right, all right. It is. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Last night, I had a plethora of emotions, my own self, as I was going through everything. But I'm like, you know what? But the Lord, but God, Lord Jesus, what is you trying to teach me? I wish I learned it the first time.
Mm.
I'm just saying. Maybe I'm the only one, but Lord, Lord, Lord. My wife even pulled me off to the side. She said, like, no, Phil. I was like, look, honey, I'm just praying. Cause I'm like, what are we supposed to do? I'm hoping not to see whites only on the restaurants now. That's all I'm saying. What's up? What you was feeling, man?
That's all we can do, right? It sounds like you got you a good partner to keep your head focused.
Yep.
I'm in the house with my 4-year-old. He's the one that keeps me calm and steady. I'm like, that's my
Yeah,
main
about
issue.
me?
You need to get that down.
You talking about
Whoever the
me
president
and
is,
that?
I still got to be a good
I
father.
mean, oh, Faith look like she's lost. We in the main library. She can't miss us coming off the elevator.
No, no, no. She'll get us. She'll get us. Yeah, man. Naterrius, how was you feeling about it?
Um,
Tell the camera, bruh.
let me because I was bowling when I would kept checking back and forth, just checking the numbers, and still having hope
Yeah.
because it was a lot of stuff that hadn't been counted. So I'm like, okay, and the numbers were close. I'm like, there could be a swing. So I kind of kept out hope. I kind of kept out hope like the Hail Mary pass, that it's gonna chuck deep and it's score. I'm just feeling like that. And so as the night went on and I saw that electoral vote increase, I was like, man, and it was disappointing to me. And then I knew California and all the West Coast hadn't been starting. It was late. I'm finna go to bed because this election ain't finna pay my bills. So I laid it down. Now, then I woke up. I didn't even have to look online. Nothing. I already knew. It's like I already knew. And like, if you didn't see my post I put on Facebook, my post election reaction.
I was scared to look at Facebook.
I mean, oh, I ain't. I'm on there now arguing with these folks. I don't care. I told them they ever talking about dude. They'll try to tell me, yeah, because he was talking about, yeah, we gonna bring our guns. Because I told him, I said, and all I simply said was, okay, here we go. Get ready for the chaos. It's coming. And then, a couple of day people on there talking about, well, if you don't like it, go suck an egg. And yeah, we gonna bring our guns and we gonna battle. Okay, whatever. I'm like, look, I'm a 3-time marksman. So what am I worried about? Okay, I'm not. And then this guy coming on there trying to, I don't know if he's trying to crack a joke or what, trying to say, oh, you gonna hold the gun sideways like in your favorite movie? Like, what? What movies you talking about?
Listen, when it comes to all this and stuff, I am like looking. I need the folks that wanted to pull us together as a people.
Me
The
too.
one, yeah. Hey, tell me, you those folks. We ain't gonna crash the January 6th Capitol, and I'm like, look. All I know is, hey, all this extra stuff that's being said on Facebook. What I am thinking is, I'm about to go into a block fest. I mean, it's gonna be a circus of blocking. All right, and then block, and another block, and what else? And a block. I ain't playing games. Don't be talking to me crazy. However, keep your friends tight and your enemies or potential enemies tighter and stuff. So at least I know. I'd rather know. At least we know what it is that we need to do and how we need to look at things. I don't know. How are you dealing with it, Dion? How are you dealing with it, brother?
Yeah, I was saying that first. No matter who the president is, I gotta be a father. I got a 4-year-old who drives me up the wall, so that's always my main focus. But through it all, like Natalia said, you kind of knew what it was going to bed. And if there's anything positive, I would say since we on live, some comments I'll say for when we get off is I'm just happy that we live in a country where you can at least go out and vote. At least we have some options. We could live in a country where the leader is in control 20, 30 plus years, and their election is we voted for him 100%.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
at least we get our options out here. The American people always uh, show us who we truly are after the election, and
Yep.
then
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. That, that's
Good or
that's what we
bad. Good or
want,
bad.
right?
That's fine.
We're common, so we like let's be straight, but let's be real. So if this is what it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not a easy pill to swallow and stuff, but I think we all kind of woke up this morning like waking up on Christmas not having no presents. Are you serious? I ain't got no presents. I ain't got
Mm-hmm.
nothing, mom and dad. Nothing. It's just
Well, you could shovel a whole lot of snow and get a new shovel for Christmas, like
yeah.
I
There,
did.
some of us have had that for a
You
Christmas
know.
gift.
Yeah, I don't think you
So
heard that joke. Where me and my brother, it was after that blizzard, and it was after that blizzard we had a house. Okay, we had a lot of stuff to work on. I mean, you had an open porch, we had to do the open porch, then the stairs that led down to the walkway that went out to the sidewalk that covered the length of the house, the width of the house. Okay, so then you had the driveway from the street all the way to the garage. That's about, I want to
that's
say it's
real
about
work.
40 yards, and it doubles. It doubles to a double. Then you got to walk way around the house. Okay. Me and my brother went out there and did all that. And this was after that blizzard. So when we down there busy high bumping and chest bumping and high fiving on Christmas morning, because we had those big boxes sitting by the Christmas tree. Shoot, we up there doing our thing. Then we ripped that bad boy off and we saw them new shovels. I was like, what? I mean, if you want to talk about the wonk 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 wonk, actually no, it was more like it felt more like Price is Right, where you lose because it just took the whole mood down. It just took the whole mood down. And like my sisters, because we was dogging them on their stuff, because my one sister, she got some Barbies, some dolls, and my one sister got a shake and bake oven. And they was laughing hard, laughing hard, laughing hard.
I think it's
Now,
pronounced easy bake,
or
but
easy bake
shake and
oven.
bake. Maybe she
Yeah,
can make
easy.
chicken.
No,
Maybe
you're
she can
right.
make
Easy
chicken at
bake
4 years
oven.
old. I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
saying.
that's correction. Easy bake oven. And so anyway, they was laughing at them because mind you, beforehand we was throwing like the candy that's the candy you don't eat. That sits. The candy you get for Christmas. I know, Dion, you might be too young for it, but always this Christmas candy that nobody really eat. Nobody really eats, and it sticks. It stays in the bowl so long that it forms into one big
Like a constellation, it
of
does.
sugar,
Like a
and
a, a
so
syrup
we was
goodness.
throwing that and the hazelnuts. We was throwing them at them. We was dogging them, and then so when they started cracking back on us, me being the evil youngest sibling, I had plans. I had plans.
What was your
And I
plan?
say that with my eyes looking like this sideways, looking evil, because that easy bake oven, I rigged it up to where it caught fire.
Nigga, what?
Yeah, I was that
What?
trouble. I sure did. And my sister that got the dolls, yeah, put those in the dryer and see how that turns out when all that rubber and plastic melts in there. I'm not gonna get blamed for it. And now even though my brother was on my side on Christmas morning, he did something later in December that got me in trouble when he didn't straighten up his side of the room and push his dirty drawers and socks underneath my bed. So I was like, okay, I'm finna get you too. Cause he was at the driving age. So my dad was trying to teach him how to drive in our old station wagon. I took this spray adhesive, and I put it on the back of the gas pedal. And my dad was aggressive with this. He said, "Put your weight on it. Put your weight on it." So when my brother said, "Woo," that station wagon went and tore up all them bushes. It was a funny scene. I'm
Bro, you
sitting
could
there
have
watching
killed
this.
him, man. You
No,
could have killed him.
we was in our driveway.
Oh, it's just the
It was in our
bushes.
driveway.
Just the bushes.
It's,
Okay.
I was I was the evil. If I tell it like this, if I'm around my older brothers and sisters, I just sat there and be quiet. And we talked about the stuff that we did when we was kids. They would tell you about the many times I got them whoopings. Yeah, I was untouchable. Until I became touchable, I was untouchable.
Use one of the favorites, man. That's what it
Oh
was.
no.
See, the older ones got a heart. I was the oldest kid,
Mhm.
and shoot, and from a military family. Don't get me started. Don't get me
Right.
started. I was getting tore up, whooped up. I mean, it was not a good thing. I remember one time I was messing with the embers in the fire. All right, so maybe this is how I became a fireman. But I was messing with the embers in the fire, and I'm like, "Ooh, look, they're orange. Oh, look, you put paper on them, they burn. Oh, that's cool. Oh, woohoo, yeah, yeah, and all that stuff." And man, I caught one of them things on fire and pulled it out of the fireplace by accident, and it hit the rug. And we didn't have that. That's all synthetic and stuff. The shag rug and all that, and it burnt a hole in it. I'm like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll pull this bean bag over top of the burned part of the rug, and no one will never know. Yeah, until my mom vacuums, man, I got tore up, dude. I got tore up. I'm like, listen, don't you love me? Wait, don't you love me? I mean, it was probably an episode right out of Everybody Hates Chris, because everybody was hating Phil that day, and I got these little cheeks warmed up. Oh, you like fire? How about we light up your cheeks? How about we do that? Huh? You want your cheeks lit up? So I was just
Right.
like, my kids, my brothers and sisters just looking at me like, man, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. It's too bad mom and dad gonna kill him.
Ooh.
Cool, man. Y'all had it rough, man. Y'all had it rough. I was an only child, and not only that, I was a good kid. My mother's the only child, so on top of that, I was a good kid. I think she had only had one
Wow.
spanking,
Oh, let
and it
me
was a setup.
pause. Let me see. I want to see if I'll see no clouds and no bright lights starting to form above your head.
Cause I'm telling you, just one, bruh. I had 100. Dang it.
Shoot,
Oh yeah, man.
the longest
She told.
walk.
I learned at a young age. That's authority, respect, or it all
Yes,
gets shut down.
100. 100. That's good. You a
Food,
smart
the
kid.
PlayStation. I was like, I need this stuff. Obey.
See, you did good, bruh. You did good. You did good. And you said you was an only child too.
Yeah, my mom's the only child, man. We had the Rottweilers you had to fight with, but
Yeah.
And y'all love the
yeah.
animals. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's good. Hey, that's one of those
Yeah.
things that I feel a lot of people get with is they like the animals and whatnot. Oh, hold on. We got Joey back. Let me see. Joey.
Hey, I got put in computer purgatory, I think.
No, gee, you got put in computer jail. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you back, brother. It's good to see you back. We were talking about how many times we got whooped. Naterrius seemed to avoid a lot of his whoopings because he was
Oh no,
messing with his.
I was untouchable.
Let's
I
see.
was untouchable. You missed the part. See, you fell asleep at the wheel. So let me wake you up. Now, I was untouchable to a certain point. Then as I got older, I became touchable. Okay. In case you forgot about me smoking in the house that summer, that was what, 77, 78. We had a car party and I had to go get 3 switches. Yeah. That was whoo, Lord. And that was the longest walk in world history. Jesus couldn't top that. I'm sorry. Praise the Lord. He couldn't top that walk because that was a long walk. Because I'm walking, looking, and I'm praying to God. I'm looking up there like, can you throw about 1 billion gallons of rain on us like right now? I can't swim, but just let me get to the roof of the house and I'm cool. But and she braided them switches. And remember, this is the 70s. Black women can braid. They can braid. You could get them, you could take tires off a truck and they will braid all four of them together. Okay, and French braid them at that. And she took them 3 switches because the fence I had to get them from was about 50 plus yards from our back door, from our back porch. And they were the good switches. You didn't go to the bushes on the side of the house. Those were little twigs with spikes. We didn't mess with those. So you go get the long, and those were the ones that measured from 4 feet in length or longer. And they were very thin, but braidy, and she would braid them up. And I mean, it's like Denzel and Glory when he knew he was about to get whooped for stealing them shoes. My tears was just like that. I mean, and the thing about a braided switch, you can hear it coming. You hear it coming. You know how when you outside and the wind's blowing so hard, you can hear the wind blowing. It's like you can hear it coming. You can hear it coming. So the whooping I got, it looked like those old bad subtitle kung fu movies where they hitting each other and all the reactions are coming in late where you see all this and then you hear choo, 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 choo. Oh, that's like 6 combinations ago. So it was like that. And because the one thing because the lead into that, I always ask the crowd about discipline today's kids. And I always say that it's not what people try to say as being abuse, it's more intervention. And because I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke cigarettes. Mm-mm. I smoked the Black and Mild a few times. Back when I got started in comedy, I used to smoke Black and Milds before every show. I used to drink. I used to drink alcohol with a little Red Bull and a Black and Mild because I had my mind buzzing and then I was calm. To kill the nerves. That's kind of like my early
Everybody
fixes.
kind of has their little
Everybody
ritual.
has. I'm just glad it ain't cocaine like some of them folks.
Lord,
You
they'll
know,
keep going, brother. They'll keep
but
going.
but like so those were my things. I always had some type of thing. Now, I use my pre-workout drink. Now that helps with energy and focus. So when y'all see me like Dion and Joey, y'all been to our shows before. Y'all see when I'm behind the scenes, and if you notice how I'm moving all over the place and whatnot, before I finally sit down on that couch and just like feel like boss, I'm on the move. I'm on the move. I stay on the move. People be
I'm gonna
surprised
try
at how
that
my
out this
mind
Saturday,
works.
man. I
I
haven't
say it
tried
again.
pre-workout. I'm gonna try that out this Saturday. I'm gonna try that
Yeah.
after the show Saturday. I haven't tried the pre-workout yet.
Oh, the
Yep, that
pre-work. Oh,
pre-workout will get you thinking,
oh,
brother.
you ain't never had that? It's
Nah,
basically
before a
stuff that's
show, nah.
you can get
One
it.
thing
It's
before a
it's
show.
you can get it. You can get it at Myers. You get it at the health food stores and all that other stuff. If you need some, I can get you some. I can get it free from my guy, and you just take a scoop, bottle of water, shake it, drink it, and you will know when it kicks in. And I say like I use Joey since he's the only one wearing glasses on here. If Joey was to drink, he would take those glasses off because his vision just got enhanced. Because I drink that before I drive my bus every morning, and when it kicks in, my pupils dilate. My pupils dilate, and I mean, and I can see a lot. I had some stuff that was so strong, and I don't take it no more, but it was so strong. I swear to God, I was seeing molecules. It was so strong. And I'm driving that bus down. I was on Old Hilliard.
Not the molecules.
Man, it was pitch black in the morning, driving down Hilliard Run Road on the way out west. One of my students came up and they was talking to me, and he was like, "Mr. Terry, what is that you see?" I said, "Son, I see everything. I see everything moving. I'm supposed to." And I say, "Check out that deer up there, 100 yards over in the back trees." And look, and I said, "There he is right there." How did you see that? And they thought I was wizard. They thought I was the guy. And so, and that's just one of the things that I enjoy about being a bus driver though. It's the get back. So, and if there's anything to learn from this election, is that we got to still keep focus on the kids because the kids reflect us.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my Facebook page blowing up with some of the ignorant folks out there. Okay, and I watch it and I'm just like, okay, yeah, just don't spread that poison to the kids
I
because
should
our
know
kids are a
by now.
reflection of
Take a break from it. Yeah, take a little break from it.
Yeah.
that. Them kids are a reflection of us. They're a reflection of us. My middle son, he's a big reflection of me. How do I know? Before he left to go to England, he told me, and I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit. But he told me, he said, "Look, Dad, I'm about to get on the plane to go to England, and I'm going with that dog mentality that you instilled in me since I was a kid. I'm going with that anything less than 100% effort is unacceptable mentality. I instilled that in him too." And he said, I'm gonna keep y'all in my prayers, and I'm going over there to make you proud and put the family name on the map." When he said that part, I just, man, you could have hit me with a train, and I would have been still smiling because I felt so good, because it's the it's what I instilled in him to always fight to achieve. And just like with my school bus kids, I always encourage them, make your day a great day, and
Yeah.
always make today better than yesterday, because it makes your tomorrow brighter. Yeah. So
Hey, Joey, you was talking to us when we was backstage when it came to the politics and how you were looking at it from the standpoint of being optimistic, man. Can you share that a little bit? Because I know when I was working at the church yesterday and they was coming in to vote, because I do security at the church, they was coming in. I saw some folks with some hairy eyebrows, and what I would tell them is this: and here we vote for Jesus. All right. So in the name of Jesus, all right, like that. And they laughed. And then I was like, have a good day, and go from there. But man, how you handling all this stuff, sir?
Well, like I was telling you, I see two things, or I focus on two things. There was a comedian last night that started a post saying, "I want to talk to somebody, but I don't know who." And then I noticed there was a string of answers, and I answered. I said, "Look, I have a secret. I already know who's going to be in charge tomorrow.
Get it.
The Lord of Lords and King of Kings,
Joey
Jesus
preaching.
Christ."
in the end, yes.
Joey preaching.
So, you know, anyhow, and also, these days because it used to be you had landslides. Now you have they got to recount everything
Yeah.
to make sure it's
Mm-hmm.
accurate.
Yeah.
And um, because of that, it becomes like a tug of war, and one side's pulling with all their effort on one way, and the other side's pulling the other way. And guess what? The knot never moves.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
but we can solve a lot of the same problems that the government is quote unquote supposed to do ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
There are homeless people we can feed. I
Come on.
feed homeless people this coming Saturday
Mm-hmm.
in front of a nonprofit building, Faith Mission.
Mm-hmm.
We're not paid government employees. They're not a government-made building. Um, but we can do things ourselves instead of just arguing back and forth and fighting and fighting. Let's try to be part of the solution and not part of the problem.
That's what I like, Joey. I mean, because it together, if we all are trying to actually look out for one another and be a blessing to one another and stuff, and stop looking at, well, they got this and I didn't get it, and what about, it's like, whoa, 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 what can you do today to be someone's answer to prayer? That's something I feel like um, the Lord's laid on my heart to think about all the time, which is kind of what has inspired us to even do Art of Republic with the clean comedy and stuff. So many of our fellow comics and stuff, they be taking it, they take it all kinds of different places and stuff. And I'm not here to judge. Lord knows I got enough in my own backyard to keep clean to worry about anybody else's backyard. I mean, hey man, come on now. Dion know what I'm talking about, even though you're only child
Got that
and didn't
right.
get whooped near amount of times I did. But but when it comes to actually trying to take care of folks, many hands do make light work. And what we're trying to do with us here at MPSC, and then with the comedy shows that we put on, and although it's tailor-made comedy, so we'll give you what you want, what you want. You want G, PG, or I mean, we can get you the people you need, all right, because it's entertainment. It's an entertainment company and stuff. I mean, there's some stuff we won't do. We did get asked to do. Remember, we got asked to do that rated X comedy show, pornographic. I was back with when I was back in Oregon. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. We was
Okay.
like, yeah, that might be a little much. We can't.
Right.
I mean, not even might. We ain't doing that. So we ain't doing that. But
I mean,
the
you
point
can
is,
do little
hey man,
things
we
like
we
you
trying to
can
have
do
folks
little things
smile.
like the other day I was at a Chipotle
Yeah.
and this young man was working there, and he said, "Well, what do you want?" I said, "I'd like a burrito," and he said, "Yeah, yes, sir." And then he'd say, "Sir, what would you like after that?" And it went on and on, "Sir, sir, 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 sir."
Yeah.
When we got to the cashier, um, he gave me, gave the my burrito to the cashier, and I said, "Hey, I want to say something. I was really impressed that you said sir. You don't see that often in kids your
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
And I know because of that attitude, you're going to be going places. Somebody's going to notice you and going to take you, and you're going to get promoted."
Come on. That's
And
what's up.
Mm-hmm.
and I said, here's $5, you know, for you. I don't want to
Yeah.
put it in a bucket. I'm giving it to you.
Oh, that's good.
And I said to the cashier, "Is that okay?" And she said, "Yeah, that's okay. In fact, you're the second person today that said that to him."
Oh, see there? That's what's
So,
up, man. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. You sit back and you actually respect some folks and look at them as somebody. Come on, man. That's
Mm-hmm.
how's that bad for anybody, man? When we actually all look out for each other, shoot, it'll be a race to see who can bless who the most. So that's what's up. I don't know. Dion, what you think about that, man? When's the last time you've been a blessing to somebody from the standpoint of who you are and your comedy and that sort of thing, and just the heart that you have, especially repping to you said 4-year old, I think.
Yeah, I would say that's the I feel like once you get in the zone, that's the number one, your number one priority on a day-to-day basis. Is trying to be a blessing to them. Long term, short term, on a day-to-day basis, and making some investments for him so that if I'm not here, then then he's good to go. Outside of that, being a blessing to our society. Recently, I've been trying to get involved, or have been involved with our weekly conversation with our church.
Okay.
For me, I feel it's very beneficial just to get around people just a little bit older than me, just to pick their brain, get their experiences, and just being a part of my church has been since I was born is important to me because you kind of see in our society numbers are dwindling down some, and
Hmm.
so what I've learned just kind of being a young face in that type of environment is kind of inspiration to them as well, and
Hmm.
kind of reassuring that they're doing the right thing too. Because
Hmm.
they did put a message in at church, and then the young guy shows up. Okay, I do want to help him be involved in conversations, and there's a few things we're speaking about, trying to get involved in the community or reach out to more younger people. How do you make it more attractive instead of
Yeah,
the suit and tie how we grew up? So that's something we're doing on a monthly basis right now. So
for sure.
outside of the comedy though, you and the terrorists are two people keeping me disciplined and into attacking clean comedy because outside of this, I'm not too much clean comedy, but I've learned that it's actually pretty fun and challenging. Sometimes it's a little bit more smooth for me to
Yeah,
keep it
yeah.
clean.
You got to reach down deep in the bag sometime for clean comedy and stuff. We're trying not to go for the low fruit because it'd be all bruised up, messed up, got some bugs on it and all. Some people might call that organic. My whole thing is, hey, let's get some good fruit. All right, we can do this. We got folks that want to laugh, but they don't want to be offended. So I'm like, all right, can we do that? I think we're good enough to do it.
And
I think we are.
that was the biggest sell. That was the biggest sell to my coworkers. So when I get the flyers out to my job, um, expect and I'm hoping and expecting quite a few of our Dublin City people to show up,
That's what's
and
up.
so they can have some fun. Um, People know me mainly because I'm one of what 12 black people there. So I'm not hard to miss. I am not. I'm big. I'm tall. I'm mean looking, and people just when they see me, it's interesting. When they see me, I don't really wear a smile too strong. A lot of times wear a straight face. I just wear a straight face. So I come in, everybody just, "Hey, man, how you doing? How you doing? What's your name?" "I'm Naterrius. How you doing?" And then as time has clicked on since the school year started, um, people see that people can tell when I'm approachable and when I can't, when I'm not. Because I have those times where I'm approachable, and then there's other times where I'm not approachable because like I'm mad or something like that. And like even this morning, I was disappointed in the election, but it doesn't come in the job. It doesn't come in the job.
That's good.
It's when I got out my car, that's where it stopped. When I walk in that building, I gotta get these kids to school. I gotta enlighten today. Make sense? I gotta enlighten today. So it ain't off all that stuff. Interesting enough, I was listening to my middle schoolers and they were talking about it. And like I'm just sitting there listening because I had the music going, I turned it down. And I could hear a lot of kids. And the thing with the city schools is that they're very diverse. Very diverse. You got white, you got black, you got Asian, you got Middle Eastern. And it's a very diverse group.
A lot of
And
Indians as well.
yeah,
My
and
neighbor's
There you
an
go.
Indian.
Yeah. I say when you say Indian, I say Middle Eastern.
Oh, okay.
And I say Middle Eastern, I put puts that whole piece in there. And so, and they talk and I'm just listening to them talk. Yeah, I was watching it and I was getting mad because he might send my people back. What are y'all talking about? I think y'all got here okay. Y'all think y'all gonna be fine. But just to hear, but the thing is, I say this, just to hear the interest in that young group that was on it, paying attention, it's enlightening. It's enlightening. And Joy said best, when you wake up, you still got Jesus in your life. And so and I know I'm gonna need Jesus. I'm gonna preach it. I know I'm gonna need Jesus. And I say it again. I know I'm gonna need Jesus. Why do I say that? Is because maybe it's just my attracting, but I seem to get approached by a lot of MAGAs. And they come at me in the worst way. And it's like, dude, walk away. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Okay. 2 weekends ago, I'm doing my ship shopping at Giant Eagle. I was in the parking lot, I was going through my order, getting it organized. So this white lady, she was sitting across from me in her Mercedes, brand new too. She reached down around her car. You can see her funneling around her car. She had a MAGA hat. She looked dead at me, threw it in her windshield. Like, why did you go through all that energy just to do that? And if I could replay the moment, I should have gave her a thumbs up. When she threw the hat, I should have been like, and just smile, just to make her feel like, oh damn, you support him. Okay, yeah, now I feel stupid. And the reason why that got to me in that way is because it was just a stereotype. You just stereotype by the way I look that I'm not supporting your guy. You don't know that unless you ask. And it's just that is the thing that bothers me the most moving forward. But like you say, we do comedy. When people talk about our shows, when people ask about our shows, I tell them we're clean. We stray away from politics. Stray away from politics because politics is a room killer. It's a room killer. If it don't divide the room, it's gonna kill the room. Because if you got a mixed bowl of fruit in the audience, you don't know what grapes and apples you're gonna crush.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
As opposed to, the bananas and the oranges that's in the bowl. You don't know who you don't know who you're gonna make mad.
Yeah. It's quite divisive.
It's very divisive. So, but
And the
like I said, I'm glad.
interesting thing is in the comedy world, you get paid more if you do clean than if you don't. They pay
Preach.
extra for that.
Preach. You can't tell a lot of these comics that I see today. If you look, they do the same style. They do the same style. I was asking another comedian the other day, I was like, I asked him, I said, well, I mentioned his name was Danger. And I asked him, I said, why is it so hard for people to do clean comedy? And I forget part of his response, but I know part of it was him saying, that he really enjoys it. He said, because it makes me work. Makes me really work.
Yeah.
And so, Because I know when I first started, I was F this and F that and all kind of dirt and this, that, and the other. And then it was the comics convention where you're sitting amongst great comedians, male and female, famous folks. Um, Marsha Warfield was my favorite person to meet out of everybody that was out there. I didn't get a chance to meet J. Anthony Brown because he wasn't feeling hot. But Marsha Warfield was the girl. Why? I remember her from Night Court. I remember her HBO specials, you know, Richard Pryor show, Flip Wilson show. You know, she been around with some of the best in the game. And it was nice to sit there and talk to her. And I talked to her twice that time I was out there. Once at the convention and next at a show she's about to perform. And just to get knowledge. And she enlightened me about clean comedy, and a few others did too. And they basically saying, just like Joy, what you just said, you can do more clean than you can dirty. And if you don't believe it, I mean, take a look at Bill Cosby, Sinbad, Jerry Seinfeld, that Christian comedian. I think his last name is Christ. You know, I mean, there's a lot of clean ones out there, and they're making big bank. You don't always have to, you know, cuss and carry on and whatnot. I mean, that's the type of stuff where you just want to rant and rave to me.
You know,
Go ahead.
me and Joey got a chance to be on Brenda Brown's Sauce in the City, and that's one thing they usually give us props on that, Joey. When you say we be on there, and they be like, man, you guys, you know, you keep it pretty clean, and you go from there, and it gets even to the point where it starts to uh, infect or affect, depending on how you want to look at it, the rest of the comedians. So, which is kind of funny, you know. I'm like, all right. And they're like, well, I think I'm gonna pick this because you know Joey, or I'll pick this because you know Phil. Otherwise, he gonna give me a hard time and that kind of thing and stuff. And I don't know. Do you find that to be the case, Joey? Is that something you also saw with Sauce in the City and different things you were a part of?
Yeah, but it also has worked the opposite way. Like I
Yeah.
remember one time they said, "Hey, if or do you think flirting is a sin or something like that? Is wrong? Do you think flirting is wrong? You know, with somebody else's girlfriend?
Yeah.
You
What
know,
they
if you
say?
went up to somebody else's girlfriend and flirted with her, do you think that would be wrong?" And everybody else, you know, they all voted no. And I said, I was the only one that said yes. And
Yeah.
I said, look, Jesus said, you know, if you even think about it, you've already done it. Now, what do you
Oh,
think these people who are flirting are really after finally?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it.
yeah.
And, I finally had to think, I know everybody's going to say no. And I could probably, get bigger points or more money or whatever. But I had to think, do I want to, stand up for the Lord, or do I want to, play the
Come on.
game and get extra points?
Wow, that's
And
what
I
I'm
chose
talking
to do
about.
that. I got kicked out,
Yeah. Went to the
because I was the
boneyard is
only
what they call
one.
it. Yeah, yeah. That's not yeah, because that's not easy. Because you're like, because you have to be with the majority to stay in the game and stuff. And so to actually take a stand, and then the cool thing is a lot of times the host Brenda will give you a chance to actually say it, say what you were thinking, and then you get to put your comedic spin on it and stuff, which is kind of where you get people who are like, hey, I don't care what's going on, I like them, I'm gonna support them. I got $5 on Joey. I got $5 on Phil. That kind of thing. It actually winds up being kind of cool and stuff, depending on how it goes. But yeah, you serious. As for that specific one right there, what I always, because I got girls, I got, I had daughters, and what I would tell them is, hey, when it comes to like someone who is attracted to me or attracted to your mama or whatever and stuff, what I learned and even working at the fire department and stuff is you give them that compliment in front of their person and stuff in respect of their person. Hey, I don't know what bet you lost. and whatnot. But ma'am, you look way too good for this firefighter knucklehead that I work with. You know, something like that. And then they're like, ah, ha, ha, like that. And it's just like, hey, you better treat her right because I'm sure she got plenty of other. I mean, I'm just saying, and then
Suitors.
that kind of stuff, and it kind of warms everybody up. But you're also giving that compliment too, saying, "Man, your wife is beautiful." You know, even saying it that straight up. You know, or man, you know, your husband's a nice guy. So I don't know. That's kind of how I've looked at that. So if you're gonna give it out in front of everybody, so everybody see it. So ain't nothing, you know, misunderstood. Dion, you got something to say about that? I can tell right now how you looking. You got something to say about that?
Yeah, is it wrong? I mean, I see both perspectives. Joey Lee, just being a couple years older than me. The generation gap is we got different morals and ethics and how we look at things. Yeah, I mean, shout out to people who even want to compliment somebody that's got a partner, with them. And that's something I don't even step around. Um, the thinking of aspect, man, because the mind wanders is always a tough thing. I grew up going to Catholic school, so I felt like I feel like my thoughts were getting monitored 24/7, honestly. And then Baptist church on Sunday, so I feel like my thoughts were always. And I was like, Lord, sometimes I'm trying to get control of it, but if the seeds get planted and it just grows, it only takes a little bit of water for it to grow, right? So,
Right.
um,
Oh, that's a good one. I ain't never heard it like that. Yeah.
it only takes a little bit.
Yeah.
So you try your best, and yeah, if good intentions can be, I feel you could feel somebody's good intentions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like you said, it's when you're giving that compliment, you might feel somebody's after something, and you could feel the genuineness. So you will
Yeah.
hope.
Okay.
And,
Let
and
me,
still,
unless I'm missing,
if I was
Naterrius,
you,
what
I,
you got
okay.
to say?
Unless I'm missing something, we're talking about giving compliments to
Well, yeah,
somebody
like
that
yeah,
flirting. Because
Flirting.
Joey,
Flirting was the
rephrase it. How you
word.
said it,
rephrase
Joey.
it, Joy.
Flirting was the word.
yeah,
So say the whole
If
question.
someone was flirting with your girlfriend or
Wife.
wife, um,
Is
are you
that
okay
wrong?
with that? Are you okay with that?
See that right there?
The hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't flirt with my mom. Nah, I'm
So if I
jealous.
went up to your wives or your
I
girlfriends and
know you,
started
Joey.
hanging
No, I
out,
know you.
hey, look
I
at
mean, if you
me, I'm
came up to it
63.
now, see, it depends on your hey, because see, you know Spanish more than I do. So you
Yeah,
might be able to say something slick and be like, "I'm gonna say whatever they mean." And I'll be like, now if I hear, there's some key words. Because if I hear me and more, I'm like, oh, love what? What you talking about? Love?
Hey,
Yeah.
Darius, listen. So me and Cassandra, real quick, me and Cassandra were in Chicago and stuff. She was on a contract she had to take care of, and so she's there. We wound up getting a chance to go to the Wale concert. So we go to the Wale concert. We're like, it's standing room only and stuff. It's real cool and all. It's at the House of Blues down there or up there, I should say. And it was a good time and stuff. But we were about maybe 3 or 4 rows back from where he was performing and stuff. And so now we had on our go out to see Wale clothes on and all that sort of thing. So we kind of styling, profiling, and living in the anonymity of who the Stricklands are. So we're sitting there, we're chilling. We wind up making friends with the people that are around us and stuff. Well, there was a lot of ladies that were around us. Okay, a lot of ladies and stuff, different ages and what have you, different styles of ladies. All right, different styles. Some, like men, some like women, all that kind of different thing. Hey, again, I got to clean my backyard. I ain't worried about nobody else's. That's all I'm
Mm-hmm.
responsible for. So I'm sitting there and we're jamming and stuff to all the different songs and it was pretty good. Well, what winds up happening is I went ahead and went to the restroom and so I went to the restroom, got through all the people, did what I had to do and stuff. Came back and Cassandra, she was there. She had gone before I did. Here's the issue. When she was gone, they're like, "How long y'all been married and everything?" And I was like, "Oh, it's been like 30 years." 30 years. They're like, "Oh, we love y'all. That's great, and all that stuff." And so afterwards, we had a good time and all. Cassandra comes back. She's like, "Was you showing people pictures of the family?" I was like, "Uh-huh," and all that stuff. Look at them. This is when the babies was little, and this is when the babies is full-size taxpayers. This is great and stuff. So anyway, we get done with that. I didn't realize what was happening, but one of the ladies was making moves on Cassandra. I'm like,
Mm.
I didn't realize that she doing her tongue and all that stuff. But on the other side, when I was there, she was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you guys and this that and
But
oh,
she
I
was
wish I had
quietly
that and
on
this that and the other and
so
stuff."
she's on the
And
DL.
yeah, so I'm
LJ has a joke like that. He has
bruh.
a joke like that where
Listen,
somebody.
they wasn't trying to. I mean, it wasn't even me. I mean, like I said, it was all lady. They was
Yeah.
trying to get with her. I'm
Well,
like,
LJ had a joke
uh,
where he talked about how this chick was trying to make a move on his wife, and it got to the and she was saying it, and he said, "Look, let it be known we're together," and so
yeah,
so forth. So then the chick that was trying to make a move on his wife got a little overboard and aggressive,
wow,
and to the point where, and I forget how he said it, but it was to the point where um he was about to strike this whatever you want to call it, because
yeah.
she
You
didn't
want to
look
be
like.
my girl's man?
But
I'm
she
gonna fight you like a man now. Hold on, I'm sorry.
and the chick that was making the move on his wife was
Yeah,
more of the, I don't know, the stag of the
yeah,
two,
yeah, yeah.
if that makes sense. So then that's when the stag, I'll just use air quotes, was like, "Oh, so you go hit a woman?" And LJ was like, "No, I'm not gonna hit a woman, but I'm hitting the dude you think you are." I was like, "Oh, okay."
I ain't
Oh man.
playing.
Now let
Well,
me ask this, Dion, are you married?
No, single.
Okay, all right. Because I say
Put it out
this
there for the
now, I'm
world.
newly
Single.
married. Okay, I ain't mad at you being single.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you
I went
something
through the
happened just the other day.
yeah.
Um, and Brenda asked a question. She's always asking questions, and sometimes those questions end up on the show. So it's good to kind of participate because um, it can benefit you in the show. But the question was, if a man bought your or offered to buy your whatever wife, whatever girlfriend a drink, would that bother you? And everybody said, no, it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me, blah, blah, blah. No, it wouldn't bother me. I said, yes, it would. And then
Hmm.
I said, this happened just like last night. I said, we were at a restaurant and we were done eating. And I went to the bathroom and she walked up to the front, near the front door.
Hmm.
And then when I came out of the bathroom, I'm walking down this kind of hall long, and I see this guy who I know I used to work with, and he's talking to her.
Mm.
And I could tell by his body language, it wasn't just passing the time talk. It was
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was hitting on her.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I went up there and I said, "Hey, what are you hitting on my fiance for?" And oh,
Mm-hmm.
he quickly changed the subject.
I bet.
He quickly changed the subject, but I'm not going to sit there and let guys do that to
Yeah.
my
Not to your
fiance.
woman, no.
And then
Uh-oh.
I
she
don't blame
told
you.
me on the way home, she said, I was at this restaurant once, as we were driving by it. She goes, that one over there. And I was buying a sandwich, and this guy started talking to me and offered to buy me my sandwich. And she said, no, 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 no. And she left. And she told me that. And
Hmm.
I never heard of that before. But you know what? It proves to me that I can trust her.
Yeah.
I don't have to shoo off guys. She'll shoo them off
Yep.
because she's committed to me, not to these other
Mm-hmm.
guys. I can't be with her 24 hours a day,
And you
but
got to
I
be
can
able to
trust her.
trust. Oh, that's you flipping around the screen.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to be able to trust. There she is.
Hmm.
And you got to be able to trust. You got to be able to trust in that facet, because like you say, you're not there 24/7.
Hmm.
Um, I know my wife out and about will get attention. She was at the bowling alley and her brother was kind of looking at her. He was kind of looking at her, and I walked up on it, and of course he was shorter than me, and he was just, I could, just tell by his body actions and his eyes, and he just like, and I leaned over. I was like, and I put my hand with my ring on. I'd be like, "That's mine. Unless you want to taste that ring, step it back." And so,
Did he get the point?
he got the point quickly.
Yeah.
You know, Yeah, that's my lady. That's my wife. That's hands off.
No, that's how it is, bro. That's how it is.
Because you got some cats out there that's got intentions. Now, the one answer to the question, like what you're saying, is that it depends on the setting. Now, if it's one of those settings where, where everybody know each other type of deal, or we just met and we hanging out, and say she's with me, and say, Phil, you're a single guy and you was, hanging out and you started buying drinks for everybody. That's okay for me there. Now, just the random, like what Joey was talking about,
No.
because you just got to be, you don't know people's intentions.
Yeah. No, you said it right. That was what wound up happening was she actually came back and told that story to our daughters, and then they started getting all fired up, like who it was. Oh, and another, is that her right there in that video and all that stuff. And so it got kind of funny and all, because they got their little wildcat, and they don't want their mom and dad messed up and stuff. But either way, me and Cassandra had settled that years ago and stuff. And this is how we look at it. Can you handle it? All right. I mean, you for us, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Can you handle it? Because if you can handle it, cool. If you can't, always feel free to call me. And then she was like, same. And do you know how many times we had to do that? Probably at least 3, 4 each over the past 30 years and stuff. I remember one time she walked right up to a lady at church. I told her, I was like, this lady is making me uncomfortable. I was the medic at a camp. We had like 100 kids there, and her kids had to have some kind of medication. I had to make sure it was all right. But she kept calling. And then she was calling after camp. And I'm like, ma'am, and Cassandra said, that's her right there. I got you. Went ahead. Guess what? Guess how many problems I've had since then? This many and stuff. That had to be about 15, 16 years ago. Boy, I mean, even in church. You think it's good at church. Sometimes, watch out now. Jezebel be right in there.
You got a lot of serpents within the midst.
That's like a dating site sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, guys, I want to shout out the show on Saturday. As you can see, I tried to post it up here so folks can actually take a look at it. It is Saturday, November 9th. Art of Republic is the name of the spot that it's at. It's Comedy Spot plus the Vibe. We're going to have Marcus Martin, Dion Keaton, who's here with us today, Joey Lee, who's also here, and then Chris Anderson was trying to be here, but he had some other stuff to do with his other business and stuff, so he wasn't able to take care of that and stuff. 34th West 5th Avenue in Columbus, Ohio. Come on out and join us. Those tickets are $15 if you use the promo code. So you want the promo code. I'm going to go see Joey. All caps, MPSC JL. Guess what? For Joey Lee. Chris Anderson, same thing. Dion Keaton. MPSC DK. That's what it is. You get a 25% discount. We got you on there. We do have a 2-for-1 going on for just a little bit longer. And there's the website at the very bottom, MPSC Entertainment, LLC.com. You come find us on there. Keep up on things. We also have it scrolling at the bottom here. Hey, we're just trying to make things happen. One thing you can do to help folks is help them smile. Help them laugh. And we're trying to do it in a clean way and go from there and stuff. Hey, Joey Lee, real quick, everyone, I want you to think about what you have coming up. And what you're working to do. We want to give you an extra minute or two to shout yourself out. Joey Lee, you go first, man. What do you have coming up besides November 9th? What else is going on with you, sir? I heard something about Las Vegas. I'm trying to meet you there.
I've gotten involved with Sauce in the City, thanks to you and Naterrius.
That's good.
Doing such a great job. They thought maybe I could too. So been involved with that show, but our big event coming up is December 6th. We'll be out in Las Vegas,
right,
doing the show live. And also we're going to be giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to Marvin Gaye's daughter, who has also had her own career that's been very successful. Oh. And then that's probably the big, last night, I filmed a script that I'm working with a guy on doing some kind of comedy show or something. And I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm totally out of my element in that area. And as far as stand-up, obviously, This Saturday is going to be great. I really love performing with Dion. We're close. He's a great guy, encourages me, and I look forward to meeting the others as well. I don't know them, but I know they'll be funny because you guys pick the best talent except for me.
Appreciate you, Joey, man. We appreciate you. Y'all remember, like I said, you put in his code, all caps MPSCJL. That's for Joey Lee and stuff. Dion Keaton, talk to me, man. Tell me what's coming up besides we got the November 9th show for you. Tell us what's up.
Yeah, outside of that, putting on a great show Saturday with you guys. I'm pretty low key. I'm pretty much trying to reach out to some of the local talent, see if I can host some shows. There's a couple comics that I really look up to. I haven't reached out to trying to open up for some of those shows, something I want to get involved during this fall and winter. And then going into the following year, you can see me trying to host some shows and produce my own shows. There's a few local comics we've been bouncing some ideas off of each other. We're like, why not us? So just keep an eye out for that. But we're gonna have a big bang on Saturday with Joey and Phil and Naterrius. And like I said, I haven't met the other guys yet, but I know you guys always putting in a good show, so it's definitely going down on Saturday.
All right, man. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Naterrius, man, you want to close us out, man? I know you, but I'm trying to get it to the point where at least you ain't trying to put this on nobody from any of the politics standpoint and stuff. I know I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm getting flowers. What's up? Talk to me. Help us, brother.
I wish it was still warm enough to do some fishing.
Yeah.
I wish it was, because that's my one-on-one with God when I'm out there and I ain't catching nothing, or even if I am catching a few, it's just a relaxing feeling. Um, I mean, it's the coin. It's the tale of two coin flips. Heads is where we're at now, where we're about to walk into, and I know myself, my personal self, and how I have to walk it. And in the process of walking it, just try your best to steer clear of the ignorance that surrounds you and steer clear of the ignorance that could approach you and steer clear of the ignorance that may want to touch you. Um, because I know how these folks work. I've had my run-ins with him since he came on the scene, and it's always the same thing. Um, they come with a big mouth, and then they get forceful, and then I finish the deal, and then they cry victim. Well, you had a chance to not approach me. Keep it stepping. Okay, it's so different. It's so easy. People that try to force things on other folks, and bully you in a sense. Why would you bully somebody like me? There was a guy that's like Dion size. And I mean, he tried to, I'm looking at him, looking down at him like, are you serious right now? I mean, are you really serious right now? I'm like, what? Like, walk away, walk away. And it just, so it's just knowing how I have to walk this path these next few years, unless he pull a dictator move to not be able to have many more elections, because that's been the smoke that's been in the air, and a lot of other things. So it's just figuring out how it's going to walk, and so if we manage to get through these next four and none of that happens, then I know the 4 years after that is going to be better. And then of course I got a son playing. I have to say it like this: my son is playing soccer over in England. He's like my lottery ticket. It feels like I had to say it. He's kind of like my lottery ticket. I'm praying that sometime next year he's like, Dad, I'm about to get signed by so for some big money. I'm like, son, listen. I already got your attorney stuff set up. I got your financial guy set up. We already got that in the works. Excuse me. If it's what it is, listen. You can move your father, me, your mom, your stepdad, your brothers. We can come over there. Set us up. I get out of there. I go deal with my 2 days of summer in England because they get a lot of rain. But I mean,
I don't want my man Naterrius to have to put his hands on nobody, even if it's in the name of Jesus. I want it to be understood. Lord,
I
Lord,
know
Lord.
nobody does, but
Uh,
it gets to that point where people do too damn much. It's
what
like,
advice would you give for the folks that do not have the body size that you got as we go forward into this to where it helps out all of us? Because this is where we're at right now. What advice would you give from as a
for
comic?
folks
How
that
would you
don't
do it?
have the stature and get approached with that type of stuff, you either traveling in packs or you traveling with everybody's best two buddies, Smith and Wesson. I mean, you gonna have to be protective of
Hey,
yourself. You got. I
hey.
mean, it's basically you got. It's if if you feel. Let me just say it like this, so it doesn't sound like I'm just all about violence. You got to protect yourself. You really got to
Always.
protect yourself. Now, you got cell phones out there. So say for someone like myself, if I'm in a situation where somebody's approaching me, I'll give them the opportunity to walk away from it. And if I'm in my phone, I'll just turn my phone on and start recording the situation.
Mm,
So it's one of those things where it'll be shown that you've had the chances to walk away, but you kept approaching it.
yeah.
So then if I'm forced to have to, as Eddie Murphy said in Coming to America, I'll be forced to thrash you. If, if it got to that, it's recorded
Yeah.
because people like that will start it and then you finish it. And then when it's finished and they lose, then they say, "Oh, I'm the victim." No, you had a chance to walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't push your agenda on me because I'm not asking for it. And that's going to be a lot of the problem that we're going to be facing these next 4 years. I put a tag on it today. I tagged it today, November 6th. I put a tag on it, and I'm gonna tell you another one. I'm gonna do the same thing on Straight Talk on Sunday, cause he was pro Trump all day, and he's supposed to be about the black community. Come on, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna tag them too. You're going to see chaos in these coming years. We're going to get a glimpse of what we got the last time out because it's going to be a lot of civil unrest. Going to be a lot of people unhappy. And I'm just being real there.
Hey, you know
And
what?
it's
Yes.
good that, and on the light of that, it's good that we as comedians can actually fit and change the narratives. We can fit and change the narratives.
Mhm.
We can make people laugh, make people forget. It's just like when I told all my bus driving folks that we need a kickback because we deal with parents, we deal with cool kids that can be unruly, we deal with you know, traffic, people that know how to drive, people. I mean, all the stuff that we deal with as drivers. We need that moment that we can just not think about that and just
Oh,
come in and
kickback being a spot to
a
relax.
kickback to just kick back and kick your feet up and
Yeah.
enjoy some laughs. Everybody like that concept. So
Mhm.
I feel confident that I can pull a few up out of there to get over to it. And the thing of it is, all we need is a few because that few is going to tell the other few, "Oh, you missed it because
Come
these
on.
guys, then it spreads. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so,
People want to
and
feel
then
good.
people be oh, I'm so sorry, I missed it. I was like, look, it's every month.
Yep.
And like I said it there, I want people to be always bugging me. When is the next show? When is the next show? That's what I want. Because when I start getting
Yeah.
that response, then I know it's gonna happen. And another part of me in that same essence with work is it's kind of slap in the face to Columbus City schools because they had the same opportunity too. But they was always at like they were scared to get off the CCS, and I'm gonna say it, the CCS Transportation Plantation, and come and have some fun.
Now
Like
you talking about
bus
schools or you
drivers.
talking
I'm talking
about
about bus.
voting?
No,
Because
I'm
I tell
talking
you
about
what, it sure
I'm
seems like
talking
it
about
fit.
no. I'm
It sure
talking
seems like
about
I know
I'm
what you're
talking about
talking
the
about.
bus drivers.
I'm telling you, it sure sounds like it's the same thing.
No, I'm
Don't it?
talking about the bus drivers.
Yep.
When I was at Columbus City, I had set up over there too.
Mhm.
We had, in fact, before I left, we had MPSC stuff all over that compound
Yep. Yep.
and all the other compounds.
That's all
And
right.
they act like they was too good to come.
No,
Well, I don't know who.
no. We
Well,
don't even look at it like
I
that. We
don't know
good.
who that is.
No, we good.
Like, and that was at the time we was charging like what, $8? So it's like, are you
Hey,
serious?
I think the whole idea of us bringing the good laughs, regardless, whether it's clean and from that standpoint, family oriented, maybe not family, but grown folk, I should say, but still clean and stuff. That is helpful. That's helpful. People need to have that, and they also need to enjoy the fact that comedians have a tendency to look at things from a couple of different ways, which would hopefully give you pause in an amusing way. That might, kind of break it up to where it's not so much, well, it's got to be like that. No, there's a lot of shades of gray. There's a lot of shades of gray and stuff. So I tell you what, when it comes to what it is and what we do as comedians and whatnot, I'm all about hooking up and working with and collaborating with the ones that want to do it.
And the folks that want to do the work, we work with those folks, because you just got so many folks who they get a little taste, they get a little bite off the corner of a cracker, and then they think they ate the whole meal. No, you didn't. You didn't eat nothing. You still on the same you still on the same saltine, and you think you eating. No, you're not. You're not. And it led and it leads to the folks that we have had and that don't promote, folks that show up late, folks that didn't show up at all. I mean, it's just disrespectful to the craft. And so, and in that facet, I'm like, I can't really respect you too tough as a comedian if that's how you carry it. So you can go and say, well, I'm funnier than you. Well, okay, you think that, but we can go to rooms. Everybody in this podcast who've all been on stage, everybody that's on this camera here, we've all done shows, and we've all done different crowds, and we've all got laughs. So what makes you better than the next person? Because in all retrospect, you're not. And I'll tell anybody, and if you can put your name up on a billboard, and let's say at the Schottenstein, can you sell that room? No, you can't. That means you're on the same level. Okay, let me know when your face is big enough to where when you're on a flyer, you're gonna sell it out just by that alone.
And honestly, even with that, you can be at the top, but it's lonely at the top.
They still promote.
And they still promote.
But
the point is this: we actually, in coming together and stuff. Again, many hands make light work and stuff. I don't want to go to a potluck or whatever, and I'm the only one bringing something. I got one sandwich. One sandwich.
You bring a bag of potato chips, and everybody else brought cups.
Come on, Dion brought fried chicken. Joey bought raisins in the potato salad.
And I bring my appetite.
Oh, here we go. And maybe some barbecue. We'll see what's up. Hey, we appreciate you guys being with us. Dion, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Joey, I'm looking forward to not only catching up with you on Saturday, but also on our virtual things with Sauce in the City and in Las Vegas, because I'm trying to make that happen. So,
okay, great.
To that. That's what's going on. I want you guys to find someone to be a blessing to today. Let's lead by example. We can spend all day pointing out all the things that are wrong. But man, what's right? What's right? What can we do? What can we do right to push out there and use our energy to make better and be part of the solution? That's a hard thing, but we got to encourage and look out for one another and go from there. And when one of us is down, the other one's got to lift them up. That's just how it is. That's the society we need to be in now. Hey, man, I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate you being here and stuff. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, now.
I'm gonna be working.
I got to get to work now.
You're good.
Are we in the green room?
Yeah, I think we are now.
How many of these would you like? How many of these? No, these are what I'm putting around campus. I told y'all.
These the ones that I need here, and only need like
Dion, he left, but he's got some cool stories. I don't know if you heard about his. They figured out that his record